Yeah, the YouTube scheduling live stuff is
Pretty wonky. Hey, there we
pretty
go.
weird. It's pretty weird.
There we go.
I'm gonna go to our Patreon page and see if the coaching sessions went up there.
You're live. Well, thanks, YouTube. Certainly hope so.
SK round 2, do your job, holding positions, etc. When any lane, when to rotate, psychology, where to play, horde clarities. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let me go to our YouTube channel. Upcoming live streams. Also,
go to that YouTube channel.
A live stream.
You dirty
Are we
boy.
live? Are we like really actually live, or is it?
We are live, unless there's just a bunch of bots that are talking to us in chat, which it might be.
I just mean, is it behind? Because I know it was behind for a while there.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it is. There's like a slight delay. I don't know how to fix that. I have no idea how to fix that.
That's ultra unfortunate.
Added delay, none, it says, so I don't know why there is a delay. There's like a minor delay.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's okay. Okay, well, maybe we should wait for a bit to make sure that everybody has time to get here and come chill with us.
Yeah, sounds good.
Just chill for a bit. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of coaching, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying talking to people. I haven't yet to coach somebody that I didn't like. I've enjoyed. I've been going well over an hour just because I have liked talking to the guys that wanted coaching. It's pretty cool. Although definitely not very effective from like a business standpoint to just constantly go over an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's okay. Like, at least initially. I don't think that, I mean, obviously efficiency is important, but I also think that providing the best customer service possible is literally the number one way that you can be successful in life. Like, just developing good relationships with the people that you're working with.
Yeah. I just don't want to, cut off a coaching session until like I've at least finished the replay that we started. It's just that, I mean, you know how I am.
Yeah, you talk about something for like 20 minutes.
I tend to go on and on and on about topics. So yeah. People are asking how do you enroll for coaching. I actually need to
pop that old link in chat there, bud.
I don't have any free sessions. I'm booked clean.
Damn, look at you. You're gonna have to start raising that price.
I might start just doing 2 per day or something.
Don't burn yourself out. You're gonna start hating Dota if you just look at it all the time.
I mean, I look at it all the time anyway. Like I don't know.
True.
I like Dota. I think I'm gonna actually put it on here and just do two sessions per day. Hopefully this doesn't break my site. I haven't tested this live yet. I mean, it worked in practice. Like I don't see why it would.
Yeah. You were asking about my pubs. I think the last pub I played was on the 30th, so 2 days ago. Won it, Undying game. Still love that hero a lot. Super fun. And yeah, I mean, it was just another one of those games where I had a safe lane alchemist on my team, and I just basically distracted their offlaner and position 4 for the first 5 to 6 minutes of the game, and then I went to the other lane and let my alchemist farm all the stacks I made in the jungle. And that's all you got to do as a support. I just bought like how many sentries? I bought 29 sentries, 15 obs, 3 smokes, and a gem. And we were against a Slark and a Nyx, and it was the easiest game I've played.
All I'm hearing, Donnie, is I had an alchemist. That's all I'm hearing. I don't care about any of the other shit. You won because you had an alchemist on your team, and
Sure.
That is the best carry that has ever existed in Dota.
Sure. It's fair enough.
That hero's a god.
It's true. I'll be right back. I need to let my dogs outside. Give me a sec.
You need to take a doggy number 2. It's not the same number as a human number 2. It means something completely different. It means they're pub squad and take a shit. which oh wait, that is what it means for humans. I guess I don't know. I was misled. Somebody lied to me. My dog lied to me. Yeah, dude, Donnie's MMR went up. He's on the climb. He's doing well. I'm proud of him. A lot of people are on the climb. Alchemist is crazy. Speaking of which, I need to make a thumbnail for this Alch video. Yo, chat. Tell me, what thumbnails do you click on? What thumbnail would you see for an Alchemist video and be like, oh, I gotta click on that? Do you think, do I clickbait Miracle? Do I clickbait Alchemist naked or what?
It's probably clickbait yourself, just like wear some like one of those, because we can't get too racy in the thumbnail, otherwise we get demonetized. So maybe like you in one of those like black fishnet tops that, you know, like fancy dudes wear out at like gay bars and stuff, and then you could I would say like that with maybe like a bunch of gold chains. You could be like some like weird kind of like gothy rapper with like, you know, bling, and it'd be like, hey, check out what happened to Jenkins when he picked Alchemist.
Yeah. Maybe some big Alchemist boobies. Let me look. Alchemist boobs.
But it would be like the concoctions.
Oh, this is from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, here's what you do. Here's the title of the video. Check out my giant unstable concoction. Or Jenkins' giant unstable concoction. That'll be clickbaity enough.
What about anime?
I mean, you can always go anime. You could always go like the surprise Pikachu meme that's pretty popular these days. Put like
let's Alchemist farm for 5 minutes.
Yeah, surprise Pikachu.
Or 5 surprise Pikachu.
Or like a graph of an Alchemist GPM or something like that, or like GPM over 1,000 with like surprise Pikachu.
I actually think the surprise Pikachu.
That's probably what it should be.
Is good for this.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you pay me the big bucks, dude. That's how we do.
What happens if I forcibly bend this thing? Thing breaks. Me, surprise Pikachu.
True that.
Cat walks between human legs while they're walking. Gets stepped on. Surprise Pikachu.
It's too real. Hey, throw me that first ID so I can download it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I wasn't prepared for this. When was the last replay review? It was the 25th. So, good amount. Yeah, we don't have that many.
Congratulations, Kurt Cobain. Keep buying sentries. Keep winning MMR. Easy game. That's how it goes.
Okay, I'm going to say... All right.
You let our patrons know that we're live?
Oh, yeah. 30 plus people are going to be notified.
Beautiful.
And I could just do it in announcements, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, this bastard. There's a bastard in our channel that's his name is everyone.
Yeah, I almost want to kick that guy out of our Discord because I always accidentally tag that. It's really annoying.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, that's the type of
small inconvenience.
That's the type of person who last picks like Jungle Legion Commander or like support Pudge, but not actually support Pudge.
Oh, I promise I'll buy wards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice urn, dude.
Rush's Blink Dagger. Brown Boots Blink Dagger.
God.
Followed by Aether Lens Aghanim Scepter.
Sounds about right. I mean, at least he's getting a blink. At least he's not just like, I'm going to outskill people. I'm going to hook them with Aether Lens.
Rush's Radiance. Because tanky. Except not.
The YouTube thumbnail for replays is usually the chat of the enemy team flaming or something like that. Yeah, true. I don't know why that gets people off in Dota, but it does. Okay, so first replay. Can you share your screen, by the way, Dindy?
Wow, that's very... Thank you for comparing me to one of the greats.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How to find your Discord channel. It is linked below every single video and every single stream that we have, my friend.
So, okay. First and foremost, we have Souls. He says, some real trench shit here, boys. Our carry last picked PL into Earthshaker. We had a dual carry safe lane and a feeding mid. There's probably more nonsense that goes on, so I'm sure you'll have a good time with it. I could have drafted a better hero, but we were losing gold and nobody showed their lanes, so I just picked Luna. I like the synergy with my Grimstroke, and I heard the hero is strong, and I firmly believe in the 1K bracket you can win at least 80-90% of your games with any hero if you're good enough, but I felt like losing 2 lanes, even with me crushing my lane, I had nowhere to play on the map in the mid-game, would get me killed. If he went anywhere, he would die. I went crazy and cut creeps whenever they 5-man. Cool, okay. TLDR, stomped lane, focus on mid-game map movements.
All right, how do you feel about these items for offlane Luna?
Not really a fan. I feel like more stats. I don't think as an offlane Luna you want to go for right click. You just go mana boots.
Yep.
And Veil. Like this Wraith Bands shit is unnecessary because like look at the stat comparison between a crown and the Wraith Bands, which have to come from base. You don't get that many more stats for the Wraith Bands.
Yep. Yeah, the attack speed's irrelevant, like especially if you're playing a Magic Luna. So
yeah, it doesn't really matter for attack. But for this sort of Luna is not a jungle farming carry Luna. It's a Luna that runs around and fights people. You can hit creep waves. And you don't really need to do that much damage to hit creep waves, but the crown should be enough, which builds into the Veil.
Exactly.
Or drums. You want to just build into or Atos. You just want to build into stuff that uses crowns. Like go a bunch of branches and regen.
Yep.
Get some stats, and also you can consume it and get more.
Yeah, I feel like you should even just have some mangoes or something because it gives you passive regen. You're going to be able to beam more potentially.
I don't go mangoes when I do offlane Luna.
Yeah,
I've been winning 7K pubs with offlane Luna, by the way, unironically. Like,
good. I taught you the ways.
Yeah, exactly. You did. You definitely did. What's the lane like? Grimstroke? What's he doing? Chilling?
Sorry, I'm just taking a note of this new studio. I can't just like edit our description to put in the replay IDs and stuff that I was doing before. What is this, YouTube? You're just making my life harder right now. Gonna have to like go to Mixer for $50 million.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick or whatever. Like I like YouTube. They don't demonetize any of our stuff. Love that. But yeah, a lot of the time they definitely do make changes to just make stuff harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 1K bracket. All right, so nice. Lane is shoving in because enemy team is right clicking for whatever reason.
Not a huge fan of this pull over here. I feel like it's just going to come to you anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure he can. It's fine.
Not a fan of this pull. I don't like this. I don't know. I feel like the lane's already there. You might as well just like let it come.
Well, at this point, you may as well drag it to the tier 2 and deny a whole wave. Oh, now you're shoving it into them.
Yeah, this is not ideal.
Also, I would say you don't go Inkswell first unless you're getting a kill with it or something. You go for the Stroke of Fate, and you get last hits on the range creep and nuke the enemies.
Yeah, now is when you should be going to pull because you're pushing the wave, but unfortunately, you're now giving them an easier lane after they gifted you an easy lane yourself.
I mean, the thing is, you can't predict they're going to give you an easy lane, though, so that's why I think the pull is okay, but pulling it into your own tower is when it's questionable. You're just shoving it into them for no reason, really.
Yep. All right, so we've got a 1 minute 45-second courier usage by Souls to the off lane to bring out the Sage's Mask.
No bueno. No bueno. I mean, dude, you can just sell those. stupid slippers, buy a Sage's Mask, wait for the bounties, and then buy a full Bassi from the side shop at literally 0 minutes, and you'll have more damage than you have now.
Yeah.
More damage. Because Bassi gives you, 7 now?
Yeah. Really good item. Really good item.
that's actually what I build on Offlane Luna, is I'll go Sage's Mask, and then rush the Bassi from the side shop. It's really nice because it lets you spam out your nuke.
Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of the casual Bassi on like position 5s because so many people just neglect to build Vlads in games, I feel like, and it's pretty much never a bad item. I don't think I've ever played a game where it's not like, where you'd be like, I don't really want a Vlads. You know? It's like, even if the other team is all magic damage, you still want a Vlads. Yeah, even just a Bassi. Especially in the laning stage.
I would say you want to go for the second point in your nuke over the Lunar Blessing.
Agreed. You're against 2 ranged heroes, so...
Look at the nuke scales. It's 10 mana for double the damage.
Yep.
The second point is so much better. The first point is dog shit efficiency.
Yeah, you don't need the extra damage.
Like a right click.
Like, you already have a Bassi and 2 slippers. You don't need the extra right click from Lunar Blessing. You're not laning with a strength hero, so it's not even that good. And you're not right-clicking them anyway because there's 2 ranged heroes against you. So I agree. I think this lane, to be honest, I think you get the 1 point Lunar Blessing to last hit, and then you just max out your Lucent Beam and Glaives. Like, you don't even need to go for Lunar Blessing points, I don't feel like.
I like going for Lunar Blessing because, like, when you group up and fight with your team...
That is true.
Like an aura, it's more of like an offlaning. You want to be utility.
Yeah.
Make your team stronger, and like that's what you want in an offlaner. So it's not about the laning. It's more about like when you do group up with your team eventually. But yeah, you definitely max the nuke with magic damage Luna.
Yeah.
The whole point is like you get 6 and you're just a god.
Yep.
You'll have to be so careful around level 6 Luna. She just one hits you if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's great. Like, she's actually not that bad of a laner because of that, because you can just kind of like, you can like go even in a lane and then somebody can get overly aggressive on you. They've just been bullying you the whole time. And you're like, all right, dive me under tower, son. And then you just eclipse them and turn the lane around. It's kind of nice.
He wanted to look at, well, let's see. He wants to look at mid-game map movements.
Okay.
And itemization, I guess. Okay, so we talked about your itemization quite a bit in the laning phase. I guess we can move on to like the mid-game. All right. This is not why you pick Luna these days. You do not pick an offlaner when you already have so much physical DPS and build more physical DPS. This is completely redundant.
Yeah.
You want to go for like Mana Boots, Veil.
I mean, my guess is that he decided that he needs to carry this game. So he's going to build it as a carry.
The game is better with the magic damage build. It's like way better.
Also, having a Mask of Madness on this hero seems really terrible with this cast range talent and cooldown talent. Like, if you Mask of Madness in a fight, you are losing out on DPS probably like 99% of the time because you're suddenly losing a 2-second cooldown 300 damage nuke.
You don't need to do right-click damage when you have a 2-second cooldown 300 damage nuke.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And it scales. You get level 20, it does more.
Yeah.
Dude, there's this... Let me tell you, I was playing Magic Damage Luna against like a rank 20 troll, and he was just sieging my tower, right? And I had that level 20 talent, and I just sat there, and I nuked him 5 times with my Lucent Beam, and then on the last nuke, he like runs away, and then I nuke him because of the cast range. He literally fucking dies.
Yeah.
He just dies to me nuking him because you can't sustain through it. It's so much damage.
It's so good.
He's a rank 20. He's just like, there's no way Luna can kill me. So I'm sitting there defending, waiting for my team to come, where I'm not stepping up close, but you don't need to with Luna, and I just killed him without even popping ulti. I just killed him with the nuke.
Right.
Like 2 nukes in, they have to back off.
Yeah, and it's even better if you have like Veil or Yashikaya or something like that, because then you're
I veiled him. So
bunch of extra damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So itemization is like Veil is core, in my opinion.
Especially in this game. Look how much fucking physical damage they have between the Nature's Prophet and the Drow. Like, you definitely want armor. And Luna has really, really good agi gain. So by the time you're like level 10, if you have a Veil, you have like 20 armor. Like, how do people kill you? You have 20 armor and Eclipse.
Perfect for an offlaner.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, Veil solves your ability to farm in the jungle. You don't need lifesteal because Veil gives you HP regen and the armor as well. So you can sustain like basically just as well with a mask as you can with a Veil.
Just to convince you on Veil, people build it on like Jug and Gyro because it's just such a stat efficient item for carries to build early. So even if you wanted to go for a right click build on Luna, Veil is still good.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go for right click damage on Luna. It's just redundant. It's just worse.
Agreed.
Especially for an offlaner. Like you have to do the offlane job, which is like secure the early game and make team fights good for your team. And you don't do that with this one. You're just another hero that's taking space on the map and then feeding.
Yep.
Which all of your heroes are doing that. So I think you could have easily carried this. This game isn't as bad as you think it is. 13 to 22. It's not that bad. What's the gold lead?
8K.
You could turn around one fight with a huge ulti on like it's such a good. You could have an Ags with the amount of money you've spent.
Yeah,
and an Ags, Jesus Christ, the ability to turn around team fights. You can just sit high ground and defend.
Yeah, like you legit have a last place net worth PL, but he has a Diffusal Blade, so he's actually kind of dangerous. All you have to do is just buy time, and this guy's gonna carry the game. Like PL against Drow, rip,
Yeah, he needs Heart Scotty to survive the Earthshaker, but that's not a ludicrous amount of things to farm for a PL.
Unless there's nobody making space, in which case it is. So
yeah, which is exactly what's happening. So, all right, go back. I just want to see like what are you doing with this?
Why are you dead?
You go mid, you die, but this TP. So what is this that's happening here?
TPing to the nearest farm is what's happening. It's literally the only reason he's down here.
The lane is not shoving in. You don't need to be there.
You need to be at base in case they go high ground right now. And then he goes...
You just fight as a team.
Yeah, he tries to go cut the wave, it looks like. He's under vision. Earthshaker finds him. Earthshaker's level 22. Also, don't just immediately pop your ultimate. Soften him up with Lucent Beam. Like, you can basically cast your own Eclipse without using Eclipse with Lucent Beam.
I just think going bot and pushing like the deadest lane on the map is ridiculously greedy. There wasn't even anything getting pressured.
Yeah.
And like farm doesn't matter in Dota. It's like farm is something that it's just you're gaining resources on the map while doing good things. Like there's farm everywhere. There's jungle camps everywhere. There's bounties, there's kills. You just go to the right area, and the right area is playing on like the top side of the map, not bot. Bot is a death trap. For the reason that we just saw. Like, you go down there and you push up the lane and it doesn't look dangerous, but there's nowhere people can TP to you to save you. There's no point even either.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, because we're getting up on 10 minutes now for this replay, I would have to say that there's two major issues with this game, and I know it was a tough game because you had these people fighting for carry, but here's the deal. You went for a completely random item build, basically. Like, you have Mask of Madness, Manta, but then you also have Phase Boost, which doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're going to go right-click, this is probably supposed to be a Treads. And then you're going for Dragonlance next. This is an item that you would buy probably before Manta. And then you're going the magic build. So, like, there's no cohesion between what you're trying to do with this hero. Secondly, it looks like you basically spent the entire time playing away from your team when you are the strongest hero on the map. And you need to be like, hey, we're strong now because I'm strong, so we can actually take fights. So you basically let your weak team get run over by a team that you probably could have fought earlier on in this game, and at this point, it's way too late.
I agree.
Anything else to add?
I think the big thing in this game is you just go the magic build, and the game's 1,000 times easier for you.
You go the magic build, and you actually show up and help your team.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the whole point of that build, is that you're online at, like, 12 minutes into the game.
Oh, yeah, you're dunking on people, dude.
Yeah. All right, next one.
Henrique. We got Henrique. He says, played Earthshaker position 4. We had a greedy draft. Carry player picked AM with an Exort Invoker mid. That's a classic. I thought I won the lane for our Bristleback by blocking the first wave and double waving the second one while blocking the small camp. Blink got delayed because I had to deward during mid game. I feel like I was playing pretty well, but I guess that's exactly the mindset where I blind myself to my own mistakes. You might be the first person to say that in the introduction for your replay. I commend you for that, because we are all guilty. We are all fucking guilty. You know that song, We Are All Innocent? It's the opposite of that. We're all guilty of blinding ourselves to our own mistakes and making excuses. So the first step is recognizing that you need to change your mindset in order to get better. So that's great. I love that. What could I possibly done differently to win the game? Also love your replay review stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you, friend.
Hi, my name is Donnie, and I'm addicted to blaming my teammates.
Hello, my name is Jenkins, and I get in fights with people on the internet frequently.
It's a healing, safe place in here, so feel free in chat. I'd love to see all of you guys admitting to your faults. That's what you do right now.
Yeah. Let's all do it together, man. Let me tell you. I don't know what it is. It's an insecurity for me. It doesn't. I know it's not going to amount to anything. It's not even out of anger. It's out of I need to defend myself. It's a defensive reaction.
It is. I mean,
if I was confident and knew what I was saying and doing was right, I wouldn't need to defend myself. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, everybody's just afraid of being wrong, being laughed at, and so you lash out at other people.
Yeah. John Patrick Stewart said, one of the worst things you can do in life is take yourself too seriously. You just get defensive. People hate you, think you're a joke. People just dislike you. Sometimes you just got to let yourself be a bit of a joke. You can't get walked over, but if people are...
It's like Eminem in 8 Mile. You know, that last rap battle scene where he's getting dissed by all these people, and then his whole battle is to diss himself, and then the guy's like, well, what am I supposed to say now? I can't diss you. You already gave everybody all your faults. And then he wins, because there's nothing to be said after that.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now on this Earthshaker?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is tangential, but I was telling Ellie, like, the only way that you can just go up and be guaranteed to go up in MMR, if you really admit that I am actually shit. Everybody that flames me is correct. And I'm shit, and I just want to learn. And it's such a good way to go into games with no emotional baggage. You'll never be upset if you're losing or feeding or getting flamed in a game, because it's like, yeah, I am shit, but I'm going to get better, and I'm going to be better than you because I have a mentality of wanting to actually get better over playing well in the game. It's a really good way to stay objective. Anyway. So blocking the wave.
Is that what he's doing right now?
I think so. I think he's blocking.
I think the wave's already too far up.
Yeah, it looks that way. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. I feel like you just block your wave, because then...
the lion blocked it for you. Yeah, you're just too late.
Yeah.
I mean, the line blocked anyway, so you got the same thing, which is good.
Yeah.
That's great. Good stuff, good stuff. Now the lane is shoving in, and it's GG.
Pull through. Is this the correct move? Or would you just...
You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. The point of fissuring the first wave is so that it
pushes into you.
It pushes into you. You don't need to double wave this. Bristol's already getting a wave into him.
Yeah.
You can block the camp. That's good. But this, you're doing the same thing twice, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, Earthshaker doesn't have to... You never see Earthshakers do this because they don't have to.
Yep. Yep, 100%. Because now you're basically giving the Slark an additional couple waves that he doesn't need to get right now.
Yeah.
Which makes the lane harder for your Bristle in the long run.
Yeah. Just not necessary.
Yep. Okay, so here's an interesting question that I'm going to ask you. At this point, the off lane doesn't need help because the lane's going to shove in. So where do you go? Because you're not quite ready to kill TA with the Invoker, I don't think.
You can go mess with the mid. Like, rotating isn't about kills, it's about tipping balances. Like, you can go and
just fissure him.
Yeah, just fissure him, cause him to, like, run up the river.
Right.
Just fissure him and Invoker cold snaps the Forge Spirit, and you just take, like, I don't know, 30-40% of his HP. Just show yourself. Just be there. Just be present.
Yeah, you might even draw the line. You might even draw the line to the mid lane, and then you can bully the Slark pretty easily.
Oh yeah, and then on the way back you can get the rune. I think if you're not here doing this, you can just go get the rune.
Yep.
Wow, that is some shitty courier usage.
Oh. Oh yeah.
God, what a joke. What are they doing?
Some good stuff right there.
What are they thinking?
They weren't.
So now you get the haste rune. Rune control is good. The only real mistake is pulling the second wave. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, this rotation's good. Like, this is exactly what I think you should do. Tip the balance a little bit. You're not killing him.
Don't be scared. Just trade with him.
Bullying him. Yeah. Go for it. Go for it. This is Invoker freeforming. Look, your Invoker's winning the mid lane.
I think he could have gotten the kill there if you just didn't pussy out and traded with him more.
I don't know.
I'm just being overly critical, though. But nice, this good
if
stack.
If he's not a moron, he's going to save refraction. Yeah. Nice stack. Cool. You did it.
Yeah, I think that this is actually really good. You don't want to go back to the bottom lane right now. Like, definitely check, like you did. Check to see where it is. But if it's still here, don't come back here. There's no reason to.
This is good laning. Yeah, this is good laning. Your Bristle's getting exactly what he wants. Solo XP and a free lane.
Yep.
And then you go top.
Man, coming to the Timbersaw lane, though, it's like...
That's the only problem, is that Timber does not die.
Yeah.
Once Timber's level 3, he doesn't die.
Yeah. I think you're kind of just empowering your team to make a mistake and get aggressive here by being here, to be honest. Like, sure, you can kill the Tiny, but at the end of the day, it's killing a position 4 who doesn't really matter that much. So I think maybe even just, like, continuing to camp the mid lane is the play here. Just, like, camp the mid lane, make sure that TA can't stack the Ancients, and then, yeah, pulling and
pulling is also okay. Like,
sure.
if you go up top and pull the safe lane,
Sure.
you don't go for a kill on the Timber, though. It's not realistically happening with your heroes. And bounties in a minute, so here's where you'd want to start thinking about it. You can stack and go check the top rune. And then prepare for bounties.
Yeah, and your Bristleback died because he's a moron. There's no reason for him to die there in front of his tower. So don't even worry about that.
Check the top rune. Bounties are spawning, so you probably want to pick some sort of bounties to go for. Top lane is the Timber. They somehow kill him because he's an idiot.
Invoker dies despite you giving him Vision of the Lion, so that's not your fault.
Well,
I guess you got stunned earlier.
Technically speaking, if you were playing bot and not running to the Timbers lane, you would have got the DD because you would have got that rune.
True.
So the problem here is not being at a bounty preemptively.
Yeah,
you're at the bounties after.
You only get one bounty, so you get a kill, but it's not worth it because you lose 3 out of the 4 bounties. And this is actually extremely prototypical roaming at Ancient and below, which is that it doesn't really feel like you have a plan. You're kind of just like looking at the map and just kind of wandering around because you feel like you need to be moving. I think in this situation, what I'd really like to see you doing is just press your fucking hold key and move your mouse around the minimap. Be like, all right. Okay. 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 Look at the time. And then make a decision what to do. But right now, it literally just feels like you're just like constantly clicking and moving and clicking and moving, but you don't really know what's going on anywhere, and you're just kind of like wandering into situations without a plan. That's how it feels to me just watching it anyway.
Yeah. I think that's pretty typical. I mean, you supported your Bristle well.
Yeah, he's having a good game.
Running to the Timber lane was like a pretty big mistake, though, and then not getting the bounties. Also, dragging the second wave. Like, those are dragging the second wave. Like, those are the things that I've seen that are the mistakes so far.
Yeah.
Everything else is like, okay. No, it's good.
Tranquil.
I think we've said a decent amount of stuff. I think we've said a good amount of stuff to improve on.
I agree. Yeah, that's good.
So that was Henrique. I do have to say, I do want to give you some positive reinforcement though. Like, there's a lot of shit you did that's good. I would say just cut out the little unnecessary things, and you're going to be a really solid roamer. Stick to Earthshaker. Play it until you're super high rated, because it's a good enough hero. You can get there. Believe me, you can get there. From what I just saw, you can get there if you just cut out the shit that just
It doesn't make any sense logically.
Kind of wandering. Yeah, wandering, just going somewhere.
Yep. Hey, it's TLC. TLC is always on these.
Yeah, TLC. I coached him twice.
Kareem says, I just pledged to the F for Friends tier on Patreon. How do I get my replay review of the stream? Yeah, thank you for the support.
Thank you, friend.
You should have access to our Discord channel. If you haven't linked your Discord to Patreon, you should do that, and it should automatically give you the roles in Discord. And then you'll have access to the Patreon exclusive Discord channel where you could submit the replays for this stream. If that doesn't work, let me know. You said you did. Okay.
Does it automatically send our friend IDs when people?
No, I have to do that manually for everybody.
Oh, that sucks. You should make it so you can send automatic messages.
I did like 3 minutes ago. I don't see you in the Discord, Kareem. What's your Discord name, Kareem? Anyway, I'm going to move on to this next one. Try and figure it out.
We can figure that out at the end.
Yeah.
Because we do. I mean, we do them in order anyway. So.
Hey, don't worry, Kareem. We'll get to you. Just hang out. Unless you got to go, in which case, let us know. Can you look for this name, Laka Sambodi?
In Discord?
Yeah. See you in there?
It's in alphabetical order, so no.
Oh, there he is. Okay. So I'll give him the role. Cool. All right, Kareem, I just gave you the role, so go to the post replays here channel and put that replay there. All right, anyway, Last Crusader. What are we looking at? Position 3 Windranger.
Yep. Let's see. I'll read to you what he said. So he said, played position 3 Windranger. I feel like I did really well, but our team composition could just never win. I really don't know what I could have done to change this game besides maybe more rotations. I first picked by the way, so I didn't have a chance to counter them. Okay.
Well I know. I'll say right off the bat that your team comp.
First picking at 3.
Well, I mean it's not great, but your team comp probably had something to do with it. But I guarantee you that you could have won this game if you played better. 100%.
Oh, yeah, it's winnable. It's definitely winnable. You need, like, BKB, MKB.
Yes.
Badly against this lineup.
And you need to basically completely ignore the Chaos Knight and just hunt. Wait, what is this? Is Chaos Knight off lane? I don't even know what this is.
4 or something?
Maybe a 4? I mean, your job is basically just to kill Disruptor and Tinker every fight and not worry about anything else.
Tinker would be huge if you can get Tinker.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
And I think making that distinction right off the bat is incredibly empowering. Like, if you're ever feeling like you are having a hard time because of your lineup or your hero pick, just look at their lineup and figure out who on the other team you can do stuff against, and then just do that. Like, even if it's their 5, just kill their 5 every fight, because that's one less hero you have to deal with, and their 5 will have quite a big impact because of their spells. So even if you feel like you're countered by every other hero in the game, just kill their 5 every single fight, and I guarantee you your game will go better.
Yeah. Usually you have options in a fight. Like, there's something that you can do that's going to give value to your team. And as an offlaner, committing your rapid fire, whatever the hell the ultimate is called, for a 5 is incredibly worth it. You prevent Disruptor from casting his spells, and it's really hard for them to win a fight. Fives are usually so squishy you don't need to commit a lot to kill them, and they have a lot of stuff that they really like to cast.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good kill.
Yeah, right off the bat, skilling this first is the mistake because now you can't get the runes. Like, I think Windrun always first. If you're gonna have to trade for bounties, I mean, at the very least, don't skill before the runes spawn.
I mean, most people do go Windrun first unless you're a mid Windranger.
Yeah.
You don't really have the mana to spam out the level 1 power shot anyway as an offlane. You don't get courier usage.
Yep.
So
right off the bat, there you go. That could have changed the course of the game by getting more bounties.
I think
interesting tri-lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're happy with this. Like, if they're gonna tri-lane, you're just like, okay, cool. Right? I mean, I feel like if you're ever in a position where you get tri-laned against, but you're not in threat of dying, you're pretty happy. They're just giving you a bunch of free farm. They're not harassing you. They're pushing the wave into you. Probably tell your bounty hunter to get the hell out of here and go harass their jungle legion commander. Nog is definitely going to be annoying if he continues to do this, though. But hey, if you had Windrun, doesn't bother you. So I just don't really know why you have power shot skilled, because you're not even using it to secure last hits and stuff. So like, what's the point? You might as well not have anything skilled.
I mean, this is fine so far though, just because they're a tri-lane pushing in. Well, now okay, Legion's jungle, but they push it into you, which is good. Your PH is not really doing anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody's asking me to stand in for a tournament, and I'm telling them I'm doing a...
Hey man, you're doing a job right now, buddy. Everybody flame Jenkins. He's too important. He's too important for us plebs.
Just stream the matches. He's not getting it. He's not getting it. All right, back to it. Okay, so I mean, pretty typical Windranger laning. You're like trying with your pathetic damage to last hit creeps. Naga is not a hero you can pressure with Windranger. She has really high armor.
Yep.
So I would probably look to rotate to the Tinker in this game. Very unlikely you're gonna kill the CK. Maybe because he's a solo hero, you can kill him. It's actually probably CK or Tinker are like good rotations to make.
He's playing 3 though. Are you saying that you just let your bounty hunter play 3 and change it up, or
no? You rotate as cores.
Even this early?
No, not this early.
Okay,
but eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they're just giving you a bunch of free experience, so I think that you just kind of play this.
Fine.
I would definitely tell my bounty hunter to go away, because he is just leeching experience and has been doing absolutely nothing to help you in this lane for the last 5 minutes.
He should probably go steal the last hits of the Legion commander who's just jungling.
Bounties! Yell at him. Bounties, 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 bounties. Your name is literally bounty hunter, and you're not going to get bounties. You're standing here leeching my experience. Look at this fucking guy. That guy should
just be hunting the Legion.
Look at this fucking guy. Fuck this guy. This is the type of player that makes me tilt extremely hard.
Why am I losing games? My team's always so bad.
Exactly.
Because you're standing there doing literally nothing, brother.
Yeah.
You're... Look at the pathetic damage for Sanaga. It is... This is not a lane you just farm in this. You just farm. That's it.
I actually can't even fucking watch this bounty hunter. It's making me extremely annoyed. It's really starting to piss me off watching this guy play.
If a BH takes my lane, like if a BH just sits and refuses to leave a lane like this, I just fucking leave myself.
Yeah,
there's no point. There's no point having 2 people here. It does nothing.
Yeah.
It's just It's just terrible.
He's not helping you defend pulls. He's not harassing. He's actually just standing there taking half of your experience and giving you 0 value. So I would legitimately consider just becoming a 4 and leaving this lane, because this guy's playing like he's an offlaner, except worse.
Yeah, now that you have level 4, making a rotation is not unreasonable.
Mm-hmm. You got the stun. You got the wind run.
This is the thing with Naga. It's kind of like a Enigma, where if you're against it, it's just a free lane for one guy. Like, you're gonna get the same versus Enigma no matter what.
Yeah.
Naga as well. She always pushes in the lane because of how her passive works.
Can't help herself. Just
so
happens.
There's no point in having 2 people there if you're not pressuring.
Yeah.
No point. Because she can't static the lane. So why stay there with 2 people trying to fight the equilibrium when there is not going to be an equilibrium? She pushes it always. Look at this shit. Yeah. It's so easy to play against a Naga.
Yeah, she's just feeding you creeps constantly. As an offlaner, you're like, I'm basically a safe lane hero right now.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, it's not
There's
great. This is Bounty Hunter.
It's a big problem.
Yeah.
All right. What else did the Last Crusader say? So, don't really know what I could have done to change this game besides more rotations. Okay, so level 6, I'd probably look to go kill like the Tinker or the CK. The CK is really pushed up, so you could go kill him. You have a Shadow Shaman too in that lane. That's a really easy kill, especially once you have the Javelin. That's easy rotations. Remember the Last Crusader? We talked about it. The faster the rotation, the better. All right, you're pushing on the Siege Wave, which is amazing. Good stuff. Tinker TP's in. They have bots, so you're probably fucked.
Yeah.
That's why rotating that guy early feels really good, because...
Yeah, okay, so you're level 6. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is one of those games where you don't have any tools to be aggressive early outside of you and like the Shadow Shaman, maybe, to start fights.
You have to pair up. You have to pair up with other people.
Yeah, you need to go find people as soon as you have kill potential. Otherwise, if you look at this game, right, they've got a Jungle Legion commander, they have an offlane CK, they have a Tinker, and they have a safe lane Naga, and they have a Disruptor who's an incredibly good late game hero. So your goal this game is to be aggressive early, and you can because they are so greedy, which means that you need to actually be aggressive early instead of just sitting around in your lane. So yeah, as soon as you hit 6, I mean, feel free to buy yourself a smoke and go make a rotation. This is good.
Yeah.
You're getting kills. I would say, hey, let's go kill this Tinker now, maybe. I guess you can come back here and deal with the Siege Wave. That's fine.
The Siege Wave, yeah. You push the Siege Wave.
But as soon as Naga comes back to the lane, I'd probably just leave. Yeah. Be like, all right, BH, you can get level 6. And you go make a rotation.
Naga's so good at defending. She's so good at defending towers because she's incredibly tanky. In worst case scenarios, she just uses her song and gets out.
Yeah.
Purges everything with her Q.
But yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand how this felt like it was an impossible game because nothing has happened. You've basically allowed an incredibly greedy team to get way more than they should have out of the laning stage. So you're going to go into the mid game with a disadvantage because you're playing like 2 cores against 4 cores, and you have equal farm to those 4 cores. That being said, you are probably still the strongest hero on the map right now because you're a Windranger with a Javelin. So you should buy a smoke, and you should go find somebody, and you should try to pressure something.
Yeah. You want to be really active in this game, or you lose.
Yeah.
A lot of these like ancient games are just dictated by who has better late game.
Yeah.
This is good, though. This is exactly the guy you want to kill. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Nice. So this is good. Okay, now that those 2 heroes are dead, why does this tower not die?
Get a tower.
Okay, you push out the wave, and then everybody shows up.
Where's the Shadow Shaman? He needs to play with you. You need to play with the Shaman. He's the guy that takes towers.
He's farming mid lane by himself.
He's farming mid without... He has Serpent Wards up. Like, he needs to be playing with you. It's partly on him. Like, the BH ruined your lane too, right?
Yeah.
But it's on you as well to understand the kind of general game plan and what your hero lacks as well. Where it's like, okay, we got these kills. Hey, let's push bot, guys. Like Shaman, you should come towards bot, man. And BH in the lane, be like, hey, man, I'm fine here. Can you go hunt the Legion Commander?
Yeah.
Can you go kill Tinker? Like, this game might be a lot easier if you just had the BH chasing the Tinker around and bullying him. But I'm not sure. I can't say what you said in the game. I'm not sure what you said, but communicating that is definitely part of playing good Dota. Just being like, hey, this lane is free for me. Just go. Like, I know my hero. I'm a Windranger. I know that I can farm this lane. You don't need to be here.
Yeah,
And then he can go.
I would definitely not be chasing this Legion right now. Like, this is a free tower. Take the tower. It's available to you right now. Just start taking the tower.
If you don't progress the game forward quickly, you are fucked.
Yep.
In this lineup that you're against.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to get to the point where you don't play aggressively enough. The Tinker gets a couple of items, and then you can't push towers because you can't push towers against a farmed Tinker. So, I think it's pretty straightforward from there. Like, this game could be completely changed if you changed how you played the first 10 minutes, but because you didn't, the game does feel pretty impossible.
That also boils down to you first picked Windranger. So if you're doing it to practice, that's fine. But this is a really hard game for you. Like, this is not... Like, picking is part of winning Dota, right? Like, you don't see offlaners first picking heroes unless it's some extremely versatile hero that could also flex or something like that. But you're just a Windranger. They pick Naga, who just doesn't get pressured at all by you in lane. They pick Tinker, who has the laser against you. They pick Chaos Knight, who's an illusion hero. They pick Naga, who's an illusion hero.
Yeah.
They picked, so now finally Shadow Shaman's here. There you go. Okay, this is exactly what should happen. You get a kill, you take a Tower of Serpent Wards. You get a kill, you take a Tower of Serpent Wards. Kills are worthless unless you're with a hero that can push. Worthless. Yep. You need to play to your Shadow Shaman. He needs to play to you, or you need to play to him. If you played to him earlier, or he played to you, either you communicate that to him, or you just say, fuck it, I'm going mid. I'm going to go to Shadow Shaman and smoke mid because he's there and because he can get a tower. If you do that earlier, you have a tower 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, and I think all the time that your Serpent Wards on your Shadow Shaman are down, you should probably just be pushing in a lane with Power Shot over and over, and then just keep track of the cooldown of your Shadow Shaman's wards. Push in the wave, make sure that Tinker has to stay in the bottom lane dealing with that wave forever, and then as soon as Shadow Shaman wards get to like 15 seconds till they're off cooldown, be like, all right, Shaman, I've got a smoke, let's go take a tower. Just be assertive. Make something happen. All right, let's go to the next replay.
Yeah, what's up? Okay. All right, yeah, the next replay is from Beep. Let me link it to you. I'm sorry, I got a phone call from the president.
Okay. The president of Canada or the United States?
President of Canada.
Isn't that the prime minister? Do you guys even have a president?
No, it's the president of Canada.
I'm poking holes in your story left and right now.
And he said, fairly new to playing support. By the way, fuck Donnie. He says, playing AA, position 5, way better than Donnie could. Felt I secured the PL's lane enough versus Bristle, but not sure whether it was better to gank mid or help bot. Rotated bot at 5 minutes. Got a bit of PTSD from Clinks and Ricky. Felt I made bad use of sentries and wards that hurt us towards the mid/late game, mostly 20 to 30 minutes. The ending was mostly for fun. The support invoker was actually trolling the Windranger who wanted to pick invoker mid, but basically, once it's a game, we were losing. Starts 51 minutes. You can skip it if you want.
What are we even looking at?
AA position 5.
No, but he sent us a winning replay and then told us to skip to the very end where they win the game. I'm confused. Let's look at the laning stage where he actually had a question about whether to rotate or gank or whatever.
He said he felt he made bad use of sentries and wards.
Oh, okay.
So we should look at that. Not sure if it was better to gank mid or help bot. So we'll look at the ganking and we'll look at the wards.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, items seem fine.
No, I would not buy the Sal, but I'd buy a second Sentry because you're against a Ricky.
Oh, sure. Yeah, or Clinks. And or Clinks.
Yeah. Potentially both.
Yeah, it's possible.
Ends up being against a Bristleback. And I think you just trade as much as you can at level 1, and then you just pull, and then go stack.
So number one, y'all, I say this like every week in replay review. He shouldn't even be able to enter the lane. Like, he's solo. Y'all should just stand there and bully him as he tries to enter the lane.
Yeah.
Before the creeps actually meet. That's the number one. That's the first thing. He should have been able to. He should have been able to come here.
Yeah. Agreed. You should also drop your. I guess Ricky's just showing bottom constantly. I'd like to see you clicking on the bristle. Holy shit. Just to see how much regen he has. I mean, this guy's...
The thing is, like, if he's trading his life for farm, okay, number one, that's so stupid to die there because the creep wave is pushing in, so that's totally unnecessary. But if he's trading his life for farm, it's actually worth it as a solo offlane bristle.
Yeah.
He's fine with that. That hero's way better than PL is, so... And Tinker is way better than Invoker as a hero.
Yeah, a little bit late on the pull, but you get most of it, so that's good. I mean, I think that this is fine. You should just kind of like pull for a bit. Maybe look to gank mid at some point around like power up runes, I suppose. But for the most part, you just like pull, like get your farm. This is not a lane where you have any kill potential, so just get your farm by stacking and pulling. Basically, that's how you play this.
Yep. I think ganking Tinker is definitely acceptable. It's an Invoker, so he can cold snap.
Mm-hmm. And it's not. It's a Windranger. It's a support Invoker.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, still, it's a Windranger who can.
You can definitely get kills. Yeah.
He's an okay kill. Like, you could go at the 5-minute mark with your wards and smoke, and that's a good rotation that I would like to see make this game.
This is
partly because you need to ward anyway, and also you may as well just gank at that time. Putting wards in the Tinker's jungle, incredibly important.
Super
Otherwise,
good.
he's gonna free farm bots.
Yep.
Ward the shrines. You need to ward the shrines against Tinker.
Yeah, right here. I was gonna say that for most of this lane, you've been actually playing pretty well. I think like you have the right idea. You have this rotation kind of going where you get a kill and you go back and you stack. But you stacked and then you didn't go pull, which doesn't make any sense. Like, you stacked to be able to pull and pull the lane back, but then instead you just get aggressive here, leech experience from your core, and don't really help him at all. You miss the pull, you give Bristleback extra experience, and now he's completely unkillable. So being here just doesn't make any sense. You know, pull the lane, deny the wave, and then go set up for the bounty runes instead of what you're doing right now. Because now you're going to pull when the bounty runes are spawning, which means that PL has to be under tower getting CS, which means that he can't come help you get bounty runes. So this is just off in terms of your timing.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people don't realize is, like, if the creep wave is pushed towards the enemy tower, you just pull.
Yeah.
That's the only criteria, really.
Yep.
There's plenty to it. It's like, oh, you pull for this reason and that reason. But it all just lines up that if you pull when the lane is pushed out, it's just good. It'll probably be for different reasons depending on the game, but it's always good. It lets you be aggressive. It lets you be defensive. You have to abuse the pull. That's the most important part about laning.
Yep.
This is abusing the pull, honestly. And then once the creeps are pulled back, you can make your choices. Or, oh, we'll go on him. We'll kill him. I'll go this way. I'll cast these spells. Those choices are really easy to make if the creep wave is just pulled. All right, let's look at the sentry usage.
Yeah. Also,
so, okay, wait.
Also, right here, this rotation is really good, but you should be doing this under smoke.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to do it without. It's better to do it than not do it.
Yes.
That's good. You got that going for you. I'm wondering where the other wards are. Like, why do you only have one ward?
Yeah.
Does the Invoker have wards?
And why did you put this ward here instead of here, which gives you vision of the Tinker and potentially sets up for a kill? Since you are asking about wards, I'm going to be very critical of your wards.
Where are the other wards?
I assume they're in stock.
Okay. I also think you should be pressuring the Tinker, not the Ricky.
Yes. Ricky is not going to win them the game.
Or Clinks. Like, I don't think Clinks Ricky is... You being there doesn't even do anything.
No. I mean, maybe you can get kills, but I feel...
You're just soaking.
Yeah.
Tinker's free farming. Tinker is free farming for no good reason.
Yeah.
That guy...
This hero's terrible. He's terrible under pressure.
He's the win condition. You have to treat him as such.
Yeah, and he has no way to escape if you guys just go on him, other than teammates rotating, which screws up all of their other wins.
The only way if you don't have a Tinker counter to deal with a Tinker is to shit on him early.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Tinker counter and you go late game, you just lose. Period.
Yes. Yep.
So you gotta pressure the boy. You have a Windranger too, so
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you're bottom. Also, buy some observer wards. You're buying a bunch of sentries during a point in the game where the invis heroes are not even rotating. They're all just sitting in lane in vision the whole time. So you don't really need to spam sentries right now. You should be buying observer wards, and you should be putting them here, like literally right here on this cliff, so you can see if Tinker comes to farm these camps. You could put a ward right here, so you can see if he farms this camp or this camp. And you should put a ward. I would say this is okay, but I think even better if you just smoke and put one right here.
Deeper, yeah.
And then you just keep an eye on what Tinker's doing, and you just, like, every single time he goes to the jungle, you just have a smoke. You say, hey, Windranger, let's go kill this guy, and then you just do it. And it's, like, super easy. And then he has no game, and it doesn't really matter what happens after that, because if Tinker has no game, then you guys just win because you have a PL and a Wraith King.
The bottom line is you guys aren't treating Tinker like... You're not treating Tinker with the respect that the hero deserves.
Yeah, he's the carry.
Like, you need to ward to kill him. You need to smoke to kill him. Your entire game should be played around that little bastard.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain heroes in Dota where you just have to shut them down before a certain timing or it's over. Like Tinker, Alchemist, Anti-Mage to some degree. Like, there are win condition heroes that you need to play around with wards, with smokes, with everything. And you guys are just, like, this is kind of just normal Dota.
Yeah.
You're just playing, like, normal Dota, not thinking about the win condition of the heroes.
Yeah, I do think it's actually, like, I want to give you some positive as well, which is that you got your PL to a point where he was fine, and then you just left him. Like, that's what PL wants. PL
that's
wants,
great.
Yeah, as far as supporting the PL, I would give you an A or an A+.
Definitely. Definitely.
So, you know, like, keep doing that, but then also do the next step, which is to figure out, after you've secured the farm for your win condition, figure out what their win condition is and make that person's game difficult. That's how you win as a support.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, commendable, like, support on the PL, for sure. That guy's, look at his farm. He's free farming.
Yeah.
But so is Tinker.
Right.
And so you went from being, like, the most effective person on the map, the most useful person on the map, to useless.
Yep.
Bot. But look at your PL. It's basically solo kills the Bristleback.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's a god.
Yep. The only thing else I would say before we move on is I noticed that you are kind of positioning yourself as if you were like a tanky hero. Like over here you went and you stood under your sentry ward and you saw that there was a Ricky and a Clinks here invisible, but you were just like hoping your team would come help you out and fight them and treating yourself as bait. You're an AA with 3 armor and 700 health, so you don't do that. You have a Wraith King, you have a PL, you have an Invoker who presumably has an escape mechanism. Let them be your bait, and if you do that, they will set you up for so many kills on Ancient Apparition because people commit to them, they'll group up, you ice blast them, you put all of your nukes and damage amp, and you can get so many kills on this hero just by using your teammates as like a wall between you and the other team.
He also asked about sentry and ward placement. The only important note that I have about this game, other than the Tinker stuff, which we already talked about, is that you should have a ward and a sentry combo at the entrance to all of your jungles.
Yep.
because that is how you're going to protect your heroes from the bounty hunter and the Ricky, or sorry, the Ricky and the Clinks.
Yep.
You're going to. That's good.
Pretty good. You've got a bunch of sentries in here. I would agree. It's
one other ward sentry in some choke point would be good. Like anytime you put a ward down, you put a sentry down with it.
Yep. Against Invis heroes, that's how you deal with them.
That's how you catch them. They feed. They feed if you do.
Yep.
It's really easy to get them to feed.
Yep. And then every time that you're approaching an objective, just put a sentry down, and then your whole team will just stand in it, and then the Ricky will be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go backstab them," and you're like, "Okay, you're just giving us gold."
Yeah. All right. So next we have Jorg. Jorg says, played Brewmaster, did fairly well in the early game, but the enemy Windranger just solo carried the team by solo killing Sniper over and over again. Feel free to criticize my items, positioning, macro decision making, map movement, and where to take fights from the minute 20 onwards. When the game was about to be over, I remembered Halberd existed, but it was already too late. Should I built it earlier instead of some other item? Halberd's really good on Brew.
Yeah.
Early on, it's good.
It's really good against Windranger too.
We might need to not do one of like the final replays, by the way, because I have to drive to Toronto really early tomorrow. So if this goes to like midnight, I'm gonna need to.
So we have an hour left,
on
basically.
A timer. Yeah, like about an hour.
Okay, how many replays do we have left?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How do we have 8 replays? Did we get a bunch that were submitted all of a sudden? Have all these people had their replays? I guess it is the first of the month, so
it's
never
the first
mind.
of the month, so people are. So, if anybody wants to opt out for this week and get your replay next week,
you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll just download them all, and then we'll just go until midnight or whatever, whenever you got to go, and then we'll just have the replays already downloaded. So that'll be fine.
Sure. Okay. So this is Jorg, and I'll be right back 1 second and check something.
Leave it to Jenkins to ruin the replay review experience. Sure, he has to go, go take care of business in Toronto, quote unquote. As I like to call it, Taint Rano. He's going to get that finger real deep in Taint Rano. Take care of that business that he's got to attend to. Brew Tide. That's kind of an interesting lane. Somebody in chat want to tell Mr. Dios how to get his replay analyzed? I feel like we say that 20 times every replay review session. And I'm going to wait for Jenkins on this one because he's the offlaner expert. I'm just a humble support player. So in the meantime, how you doing, chat? How's it going? You guys chilling? You guys hanging out?
Sorry, I just needed to get some diet off-brand cola, no-name brand cola from No Frills, which is a cheap Canadian supermarket.
Is that lean?
Is it lean?
Yeah.
No, it's no-name off-brand diet cola.
Yeah, sounds like lean to me. I mean, it's fine. This is a safe space. You can talk about your problems.
It's not a problem. It's actually quite a great. It's a positive for me.
Sure.
This is a good thing for me.
All right, Brew Tide lane. Take it away, Jenkins. You're the off-lane expert.
Oh boy, this sounds great. You're really gonna apply a lot of pressure. Oh, he has a full Bassi. Okay.
Who?
Am I planning on streaming after this? No, I can't. I have to drive to a wedding tomorrow, really early. Kill me.
Okay. He doesn't have a full Bassi. I don't know where this is coming from.
Oh, he didn't? The Tide?
Tide has a full Bastion, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Ogre Lifestealer.
You have no chance of killing them.
Very little pressure to this lane. You just get your farm, they get their farm.
Yep.
So,
I'd pick up a Quelling Blade as soon as possible.
Yep. So that way you can't get denied.
There you go.
Good stuff. What do you want to talk about? You wanted to, after 20 minutes?
Yeah.
You wanted to look at items, positioning, macro decision making, that sort of thing.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty boring laning stage.
Yeah, this is a snooze fest of a lane, to be honest. The only thing is, you should pull the lane back at the minute mark. You should always pull the lane back ASAP.
Yep. I mean, you guys are pretty good at shoving the lane in, so you probably should win the EXP game in this lane because Tide and you can just shove the lane in and side pull, so they get half the farm that you guys are getting.
Yeah, you win by pulling. You don't win by killing. But if you have a 2-level advantage, then the whole dynamic shifts. You can kill somebody with the 2-level advantage, even if they're a counter to your hero. Yep. You just get a gauge for it in the game once you get a couple of levels and items. Okay, this Lifestealer has just brown boots. Let's chase him. Let's beat his ass.
Yep.
But if it's even and you're not pulling and you're not shoving the lane and pulling, it's just going to keep being even. And it looks like it did because this boy is very farmed on Lifestealer.
Yep. All right. How do you feel about Phase Midas Blink?
That's fine.
21 minutes on Brew. Cool. 15 damage talent, over 200 health.
Yeah, sure. Both of those talents are relatively fine. I mean, most people go the health, I think, just because you.
Yeah, it helps you get
off.
Well,
then again, some people opt to go for the late game right click build. Eventually they go for that, but I don't know. Seems fine.
Cool.
It's very small, the difference between the talents. I know some people like to go Vlad's before Blink just because Brew has a way to close gaps really easily. Already, so you don't really need the full Blink dagger, but Midas Blink is a very good, very common build on Brew.
Yeah, I was actually watching Trent Pax's stream this morning, and him and Fogged and Lyrical were just watching pro games and talking about stuff. And the general consensus is that you don't even need Blink on Brewmaster anymore. You just kind of build this tanky phase double bracer, Vlad's, run in, beat people up, and then split because you're just in the middle of the fray anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's people not going Blink on Tide
right
anymore. It's not like Brew's really a catch hero anyway. It's you Blink slow somebody. You're not a Blink stunner.
Yeah, this is good use dispelling the Windranger. I like that.
Yeah, this seems great. Love it.
This seems like a pretty solid start to this game. Use your Midas. Nice, good stuff. It's cool. almost like I'm live coaching you in this replay. That's how in sync we are.
Yeah, it's easy. This is an easy replay review. Give me more of these. Whoa, that camera positioning. Come on, man.
Flame him more.
Take the tower. Your team TP's out. Sure, that's fine because you can start occupying the other side of the map because that's where the objectives are. You kind of farm on the way out, which is good. Denies them farm.
Yep. Sniper gets caught because he's dumb. / you guys are too slow rotating down to the side of the map, I guess. I shouldn't just say he's dumb. You guys could have been there pressuring their tower. That's one thing. I've been watching a lot of pro replays because I've been doing these TI team previews. And that's one thing that I noticed. I was watching TNC. That's the next one that's going to come out tonight. Is they are so fast at going from one objective to the next. They'll be oh, somebody's in vision. They go kill them. They take a tower. They immediately run to another tower, take another tower. They have wards somewhere else. They immediately run there. There's zero jungle farming. It's just kill tower, tower, kill tower, tower.
Well, some heroes should be farming the jungle, but you should be rotating together and farming the jungle as you go. Is the thing. You don't want to kill a couple of camps, then you get back to your team.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
situation everybody TP'd, but you're slowly farming your way there, but you'd have to farm the entire map to do that. So it's a little too slow. That's all.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting without your sniper. This is where it gets a little fishy. You're fighting without the sniper, and
shrine.
You're running into high ground, into the shrine, with no split.
Yeah.
Now y'all can stand on your high ground and try to take a fight right there. That's fine. I would not let them walk up like that.
Yeah, this is the mistake right here, because now that you have split, now that you have tied down here, now is when you go be aggressive. Like, now is not when you go farm medium camps.
I think that's when you go smoke to them.
100%. Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest things I noticed in lower level pubs is that people will group up, but then nothing will happen for the next like 10 seconds, and then people will be like, they'll like lose interest in the potential of a play, and then they'll just like disperse back to like this general spread out nature, and then they'll group up and be like, are we gonna do something? Hey guys, are we gonna do something? Nope. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go over here and hit these jungle camps again. Like that just happens over and over and over and over again until somebody goes on them, or like somebody takes the initiative and just jumps in.
Yeah, speaking of taking the initiative, being the guy that has a smoke. Oh, this is so funny. This dispersing shit is happening right before bounties. Like, literally what you just said is happening. It's just Brew and Sniper getting bounties. It's so funny. But being the hero, being the person that gets the smoke, and you smoke around your split timing, that's a really effective way to win games. Yeah. If you are a Bat Rider with Lasso, if you're Tidehunter with Ravage, if you're any of these cooldown-dependent heroes, then you having a smoke is extremely valuable. It doesn't just have to be the supports. I try to have a smoke in my inventory if I'm one of these heroes, because it's just like, okay, you get this DD, you put your smoke where the Quelling Blade is, and you smoke yourself with a couple of heroes. You say, Sniper, go farm and bait mid, and you fucking kill all of them. Instead, in this game, you guys are kind of just walking around waiting for shit to happen, standing in.
They're grouped up again. Let's see how long. Let's count it out. Okay, so they're all grouped up. 27 to 50.
Group up like this, that's the perfect time to smoke.
Yep.
People ask, when do you smoke? When this friggin' happens. This friggin' happens. We've seen it happen twice. This is when you friggin' smoke. You just have to have one.
All right. Sure enough, 10 seconds later, dispersal to go farm jungle camps.
It's like, oh, we conveniently synced up. We synced up. Now I have a smoke in my backpack already. Let's go. Instead, somebody buys one and is sending it out instead of just already having one.
And then you guys just kind of like meander your way into the enemy team and don't take a good fight when you could be taking a really good fight around your timings with like purpose. This is like a reactionary fight that's turning out okay because they fought into your high ground, but now it's going to be bad because you guys are chasing them without a sniper. And this is going to be a disaster.
Wow, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, this is like just absolute textbook, like uncoordinated legend, ancient, Archon Dota, which is like, you guys want to do something, but nobody is just taking charge of the game.
Taking the friggin' leadership. All you got to do is have a smoke, man. That's it.
This is literally how I climbed 800 MMR in the last month, is just being the person that says, now we go do this, guys. Now we go do this. And just using your team as a resource, because this pattern that we just watched happen is so common. People want to do stuff. They want to fight. They want to take kills. Empower your team to do that by having the resources necessary, such as vision and a smoke, and making the actual call. Okay, let's go do this now. People need permission to actually make a fucking play in Dota because they're so scared of going and feeding on their own. It's like very simple.
Yep, yeah, I agree. Windranger is just like killing everybody. They should have really good chain stun. This is one of those situations where like whoever gets the initiation will win the fight, generally, which is another reason why having a smoke and being the one that's being the team that's active and aggressive is better.
Yep.
Like if you kill their lion before the fight starts instead of the opposite, where they kill you before the fight starts, unlike the sniper, then they have no chain stun, they have no chain lockdown, they don't kill you.
Yep. 100%. Like this game is basically about you and the tide pressing R before either one of you dies or before your sniper dies. And if that happens on a consistent basis, you probably win this game pretty easily. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay. So that was George. Dude, Eddie Mercury loves getting like punished. I swear to God. Every time Eddie Mercury is like, beat my fucking ass. And it's like, dude, okay, man. He's so nice. I don't want to shit on him. He's such a nice guy. But he's ravenous. He's ravenous, man.
Hey, man, he really wants to get to, like, Divine.
It's great. Yeah.
Really wants to hit Divine. He's getting there.
Go to his profile. I want to see his profile.
He's Ancient 4. Ancient 5, I think he's gained.
Wow.
Yeah, he hit Ancient 4 recently, and then Ancient 5 even more recently. So, yeah, he's on the climb.
Yeah. Yes, Eddie Mercury. Yes. Dude, he's almost Divine.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Holy shit. Good shit, man.
Limit positive reinforcement and comments about other teammates, please. Focus on my mistakes.
I'm telling you, man, he's a glutton for punishment. Because he's done so many replay reviews. He's desensitized. He's like, I don't care about you bolstering my confidence, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I just want to get better. Like the initial I always have that in like the first coaching session that I do with people sometimes too, where they'll like blame their team and stuff. But then at a point they get so into like learning and just they really like getting better that they're just so open to more.
Dude, I mean, that's okay. Let's be very honest about something. Every single thing in life that is worth doing requires some struggle to do it. And it becomes fun once you embrace the struggle. And the struggle will eventually become fun. It's like going to the gym. The first like 20 times you go work out are going to be ass. You're going to feel like shit afterwards. You're not going to have fun. But once you hit that 21st time or whatever it ends up being for you, whatever that magic number is, suddenly you're like, this is the best shit ever because I see progress. I'm feeling stronger. I feel better. I feel more healthy. It's motivating me to do other stuff well. And like, it's the same kind of stuff here. Like, all he has to do is just get through the point of being like, woe is me, my teammates are holding me back, or I don't know how to get better. And sure enough, like, because that's kind of how he was, not to air like, you know, dirty laundry or whatever, but at the very first couple of replays, he was definitely...
Everybody's like that at first, though.
Just kind of like, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get better. And sure enough, after enough replay reviews, suddenly he's gaining MMR and gaining rank. It's like very straightforward.
Look at his profile, though, man. Eddie Mercury's a success story.
Yeah.
Successful. He's doing it. He's almost Divine. But let me tell you, man, no matter how high MMR you get, you always want more. I would have killed to be 7K a couple of months ago. Killed. And now I'm like, I want to be 8K.
Yeah,
there are other people that are 8K that I know that I can be better than. I'm going to get 8K. You know, there's always more. You always want more.
Yep.
Problem. All right. Let's see.
I'd love to see you get this ward down before the laning stage because you're fast. You're a Bane.
I'm just concerned that you might have walked through vision to place that. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Yeah. I basically...
Beat his ass. Beat his ass, Eddie.
I ward here every single game at this point. It's just like... Because I smoke up here, and then I run up here, and then I place this, and probably in 70% of my games, I catch somebody who's like over here walking up to go ward. And, you know, this ward will allow you to keep an eye on the pull. It'll allow you to see people rotating. It allows you to see over here where people are always camping to try and like hook your teammates or whatever. This ward is so super good. I highly recommend it. And you can place it before anybody else sees you unless they're like an Enchantress. So... being critical, like you asked for.
Love it. Love trading though on Bane. This is great.
Stop positively reinforcing him.
Oh well. I just want him to know that. Oh yes, yes, Eddie Mercury.
Beating them up before the waves meet.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you were in vision when you placed that ward.
Yeah, they saw you place that. Eddie, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're doing such good shit, and you're walking through vision to place your safe lane ward. You're better than that, man. Don't give me this shit. What are you doing? Come on.
Trade with the Pudge. Don't trade with the Windranger. Just trade with the Pudge until Pudge has to leave.
Yeah, he's like dead, man.
And this is definitely a lane where you spend the first like 2 levels and all of your regen Like, spend the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds and all of your regen just keeping them away from your Slark. Get your Slark to level 3 when the Windranger is like level 1 or like barely level 2, and you will fucking destroy this lane very easily. I guarantee it. Like this right here, you should be in front. You should be tanking these last hits. You have the ability to steal HP. You have a branch. You should use it. Use it with a tango, and then you just stand here and you take damage from them and you trade damage with them. And your Slark.
Can you go back about 10 seconds quickly? Yeah. And I just want to watch. Speed it up.
Speed it up.
This whole time, there should be a tango going.
Yeah.
You're wasting efficiency here. You have low HP. You could get into trading position a lot quicker if you're using a tango. You still haven't used the tango.
Yeah, you should be tangoing this whole time. Agreed.
Because you'll be higher HP, which means these trades are not dangerous, not even close.
Yep.
That is something that I always recommend that to people when I see their laning, is that they'll just have this unused time where they could be tangoing or clarity.
Yeah,
mostly tangoing.
That's actually a really, really good point right here.
Look at Windranger. She's tangoing while trading with you. That's really good.
Yep. Also, right now, if you had a tango going this whole time, and you were, because you'd be about up to here in HP. 60%. Look at this versus Windranger, and at that point, you don't have to back off. But right now, you're kind of scared to be here. Like, you're backing off. If you had a tango going this whole time, you would just kill her. Right
kill
now.
The Windranger.
Yeah. You would just kill her because you wouldn't be afraid. So it's almost a psychological thing. Like, you look at your health bar, and once it gets below about half, you start feeling very scared of dying.
40%. That's the number I always say. The 40% HP threshold.
Yeah.
It's a very special threshold because it's where you could die to like 2 heroes in a lane.
Yeah. And you know that psychologically because it's happened to you a bunch of times. So, like, do yourself a favor and avoid, like, the mental stress of being this low by just having tangos going. Like, even now, like, you could be tangoing. I would probably continue this line of movement and go pull instead of doing what you're doing right now. That's very early to be trying to stack this camp. Okay, you're going to pull up. Okay.
Pulling it up.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh, I love it. This is why you're gaining rank, man. You're doing good stuff.
Yep. No, that was really good timing, actually.
God, Eddie Mercury. That's me masturbating, by the way. This is good. Love it.
I would go either trade or even pull this next wave instead of doing what you're doing right now. For being super critical as a position 5, I think you should be trading because I don't think your Slark should be over here, but because he is,
you walk to the left and trade with them while like having your camera
on the creeps.
Yeah. Like keep your camera on the creeps so that you can see to like steal the last hits and shit. But
yeah, and you want to position yourself over here because then you create a barrier for the enemy team to get the last hits here. Like Pudge can't be here getting this last hit on this creep if you position yourself more aggressively.
Yeah.
Yikes, I don't like that at all. I don't think you should be using Brain Sap for that last hit. And it all comes down to your positioning earlier.
I think you should.
I think you could have gotten it without Brain Sap is the point.
Yeah, I think you could have, but I think in that situation, you use Brain Sap. I use abilities all the time to get the big neutral.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying in that scenario, you shouldn't have to use Brain Sap.
Yeah, if you body with the Slark more, yeah, I agree.
Yep. Nice.
We are agreeing using words other than I agree with you. So yeah. Like I definitely agree.
Nice sidestep. Yep, and now you just walk back to base because you're already halfway there anyway. And you have 1,200 gold.
Lot of gold. That's like boots. Yeah, there you go. There's the support. Your build is complete. Your build has officially been completed.
I'd probably, instead of buying the stick, which you can buy at the side shop, either buy the full Tranquils, because you will have to use the courier for them, or I would buy like 3 Clarities and like an additional ward. I mean, stick is obviously really good, but you can buy it at the side shop. You're going back to the lane anyway. You should get stuff that you can't get at the side shop, aka wards or Tranquil Boots or Clarities.
It's just that you want the stick for fighting in the lane is the thing. And he had enough gold to just buy another ward anyway. Like you don't need to not have the stick to have the ward.
Sure.
And I think the ward probably wasn't up yet.
Maybe so.
Like
Maybe so. Then, but you should definitely have bought some clarities. Coming to the lane with 100 extra gold and no clarities is a pretty big mistake.
Or like a mango, like just a bit more regen is always good.
Yeah, like stick is not going to sustain you.
No, but stick is good. Like I think you should do the same thing except buy a couple clarities.
Yeah, that's fair. Like this ward, and then
that's like an anti-punch ward. But however, I would place it up more because it gives the same vision in the side of the lane, which is the anti-punch. No, sorry, down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right there.
Because then you'd also see here.
Yeah, that'll get more vision into the river, and when people rotate, closer to the enemy tower. But then also that'll give you vision onto the side to see the punch hooking. Because all you need to know is if he's there. That's it. You don't need to see his actual position.
Yep. I also wish that you had a second ward because you really need to be warding the jungle for the alchemist.
Oh shit! I just realized there's an alchemist in this game. Okay, everything fucking changes.
Yeah.
So your entire game plan should be around controlling this alchemist.
Yeah, you need to make his life really miserable in the early game. And actually, you have a Nature's Prophet, so this is super, super good. If you could just play some super aggressive wards, smoke early, smoke around the bounties, put a ward here, put a ward like right here, which will allow you to spot almost all of the camps being farmed.
And then, just did a Tinker replay. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, but it's even better because you have a Prophet who can just TP in every time Alch gets low. Yeah. So set up your Prophet to have a really good, successful game, and your Monkey King too. Like him and the Prophet can kill this Alchemist over and over and over if you give them the vision to do so.
Yep. Especially Monkey. Like Monkey's one of the hardest out counters in the game. You just jump around and fuck with him in the jungle. It's the same thing. Like why is a good meatball counter?
Yep.
AoE stun, which is good. Burst, anti-melee hero, and then you just jump around the trees like hunting him in the jungle. Putting wards down to enable that is really great.
Yeah,
the unfortunate thing about this top lane is Windranger can pressure Slark really hard with if she's like going even, and she is going even in this lane, which doesn't surprise me because it's kind of hard for you guys to win this lane.
Right.
Super hard. So probably the way you want to play this top lane is Slark ditches and he jungles at a point, and then like Nature's Prophet takes the top lane. And then you guys want to abandon the lane. You don't want to just like stay here and stay in a losing lane. It's just going to get harder and harder. It's a Windranger.
Yeah,
you don't want to have to...
I think the more realistic scenario, because this is a pub, this is an ancient level pub, what you're describing is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So what is going to happen though is you can just slack your Slark, because if you aren't up here leeching his experience, he's going to be hiding in these trees leeching experience. He's going to have a really shit early game. He's going to be flaming you. He's going to say, Bane, no support, terrible support. But he's going to hit level 6 way earlier than he is if you're in this lane leeching half of his experience. And once he hits level 6, then his game's fine. And you can use that time that you spent not being here leeching experience to go harass the Alchemist, which actually makes your entire game much easier. I do that shit all the time. Like, yes, this is a bad matchup for the Slark. Yes, your Slark is a moron for going 2 points in Essence Shift against a Windranger. And yes, he is probably playing poorly because he's rushing a Midas and only has a salve left and has no boots and no other items. But that's the perfect time to just be like, fuck this guy. I'm going to go ruin the other team's game instead of trying to support my player who doesn't understand how to play his hero in this matchup. He'll figure it out eventually. Like, being here is kind of just like you're putting training wheels on somebody who doesn't know how to ride a bike. And as soon as you leave, you're just taking the training wheels off and he's just going to die. So let him die and then learn from that death and come back in his second life reincarnated as an ant. And then he'll have a better life that way. That's what I'm trying to say. Not mean? Not mean, son? All right, should we move on?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go over the whole replay with Eddie, but obviously time constraints.
Yeah. I honestly think that's enough. Like, this game could be massively different in its outlook right now, based on the stuff that we've already talked about.
So, Payday says, I am the Enchantress. All right, let's go. I feel we did a great job pushing the enemy tier 1 and tier 2. After that, we struggled to push on any other towers. I got impatient, tried to force the tier 1 mid. Ended up going out of position and dying. After that, we tried to slow down, get items like Blink BKB in order to get the sniper. However, we allowed them to farm and come back and beat us. As Enchantress, what should I have done in the mid game in order to snowball our lead? Well, let's see. Let us see.
Let us see.
So they have some good magic damage against you and very shitty physical damage. So I would say your build this game is like treads, 1 or 2 bracers, and then hood. That's what I would say. See, this is a great thing about like somebody submitting an Enchantress replay. Give such specific advice.
Yeah, it's what you've been playing all week long, so you know exactly.
Pledge, thank you very much. 7 win rate or 7 win streak on 7 win rate because that'd be awful.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The Grudge. I like your team logo. It's pretty cool. It's a monkey with a gun.
Yeah, that is cool.
How do you feel about this no regen build that he's going right now?
I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind that at all. That's interesting. I like it. I like that. What rating is this?
He's Divine 2.
Okay. So
it's a stack for like a tournament or a battle cup or something. So it's like Ancient 5 to Divine 2, I think is the skill or Ancient.
No, I actually like I really like this. I think this is a cool take on, you get the Bassi for the mana regen, and then you can just heal yourself. Like this makes a lot of sense. This is good. This is cool.
Even as a solo offlaner, you would go into a regen?
That's when it's a little sketchy. Why are you solo is my question.
Yeah, what is your Bristleback doing? Safe Lane Bristle? Oh, it's a support Luna.
Yeah.
I see. That's a little bit weird then. Little weird. Good in theory, but kind of awkward in execution. Also, you've gotten 0 experience pretty much.
Yeah. Giving an Enchantress a good first couple of levels is really important. And also, Morphling is a hero that's extremely easy to pressure between level 1 to 3, but after that, he's hard to pressure. So choosing to not dual lane a Morphling is playing completely into what the enemy team wants. Giving him like a wave of experience is really bad. You have this small window to pressure him really hard where you can just hit him and he can't heal himself. Or he can't keep himself alive. Like, to just basic right clicks. That's what people don't realize about Morphling. The level 1 Morph is pathetic.
He's so bad.
It's terrible.
He's so bad
He's
at level 1.
Really bad. And in this game, I'm seeing that you're playing like you're playing scared, and you're letting him get levels. This hero is awful in the first few levels. You want to beat the living fuck out of him.
Right, but I mean, you should be scared if you're alone against a 2v1 lane against a hero with a stun.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not necessarily your fault that you're playing scared there. It's the fact that you didn't set up the lanes correctly.
Just like generally, you want to pressure that hero.
Right.
Like with whatever you can. People will try lane him. Against him and with him. Just give him like early levels. Yeah. It's that important.
I do kind of like this build though. I won't lie.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so yeah, typical Enchantress stuff. I'm curious where your wards are. I would definitely block the easy camp if I had a ward. Whenever you're Enchantress, you send these like double waves and you pressure, and you don't want them to be able to pull. Like, this hero's really XP dependent, so you want to just get as much XP as you can. I'm interested to see what point you go for at level 3, because the level 2 point in the queue is way more effective than the level 1 point, which does nothing. Going for the enchant is also decent because it can get you a kill. Okay, so you go for the second point. That's fine.
Yeah, you can see how much better it is against these creeps. They deal 0 damage to you all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's like the whole point of it is. People think, it's about heroes, but no, it's so the creeps do no damage to you.
Yep.
I guess the only thing is, if you are building into this no regen build, then I don't see a point in going 3 Iron Branches, because only 2 of them can be consumed in a magic wand.
Right, I think it was probably just for the extra damage stats, but
yeah, just get a Fairy Fire or get nothing, and just get the Ring of Protection earlier. It's not like gold goes away when the game starts. Like, you can spend it on something else quicker.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a second Fairy Fire, because then you do have some regen, but you also have extra damage, which is nice.
Also, when it comes to, so pause for a second because I want to watch the lane because the laning on Enchantress is everything. So first item shouldn't be boots. 90% of the time, you're either going to go for treads, and your first item should be a robe of the Magi, so you have an extra 6 damage, or it should be a chainmail, so that way you're basically immortal. So, because what's the point of movement speed when you're laning? You don't move. You just sit on creeps. Like the creeps don't move quickly. You don't need to chase creeps or something. There's very little point in boots unless it's like specifically to escape a juggernaut or something like that. And even against a jug, I would go for a robe of the Magi so I can hit him harder. And when he does spin on me, I can just beat his ass. So number one, I would say you go for treads in this game because they're all magic damage. So you need effective HP, not armor. There's no hero that's gonna like physically kill you in this game. Sniper's a lot of magical. Morphling is mostly magical. And when there's only 2 like pseudo physical damage heroes, well, your Q is enough to protect you from that. So phase boots aren't important. And this hero needs to pressure. Like you want to aim your entire game at trying to pressure as much as you can before you get to the impetus. Because once you have the impetus, nobody in Dota can lane against you. Not even a fucking Broodmother. Yep. Nobody can lane against you when you have impetus. So you don't need to worry about that. You need to get all the little efficient stats that you can to be as much of a nuisance before level 6. And the way that you do that is by going Robe of Magi and then building that into treads. And the treads also 10 damage and 20 attack speed. It's really good for trading. Like this here's all about trading. Cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, totally. Set up early for the bounty runes also, because you're letting a lion get bounties, which is unacceptable.
Oh yeah,
when you're crushing a lane.
That's really rough. The way that you set up for bounties is by whacking the morph and pushing the wave by tanking creeps. Tanking, like Enchantress doesn't even tank creeps because they don't fucking hit you.
Yeah.
They just don't hit your creeps. So you double wave them and then you get the bounties because the double wave is shoving in. So it's free bounties.
Yeah, this hero's actually nuts at this point in the game. Like, so strong. Almost impossible to lane against, even already.
It's just Batrider.
Yeah.
It's just Batrider that can lane against her. I would not pull when you have a siege wave. You want to pressure with that siege wave. Ideally, also turn your Bassi on. Like, ideally, as Enchantress, I cannot stress how important the first siege wave is. This hero is so fucking unlaneable at this point that you should get a tier 2 in 90% of games with the 5-minute siege wave, and you just let it die. That's a huge problem. I cannot tell you the amount of games where I get a fucking literal tier 2 with the first siege wave because nobody can kill or lane against you right now, and you want to abuse that, but you ignored the siege wave. That is the biggest mistake that I've seen in this so far. I don't care about any of the other shit, even bounties. Well, bounties are pretty important, but you let the siege wave die. Your camera wasn't even on it. It's like it's just a regular wave. It's not a regular wave. That's a tier 1 and a tier 2, man. Yeah. You can heal the creeps. You can fort the creeps. You can tank the tower and heal yourself. You even have a Bassi to make your creeps take less damage. Like, that should be the easiest tier. Dude, you can get a fucking 6-minute tier 2 with this hero. You do it every single game, and you'll have such a high win rate.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I don't even feel like we need to say anything else, because that is enough to win so much Dota.
I kind of agree. I mean, this hero doesn't farm. Like, you don't fucking farm. So you farm by killing people and getting towers. And if you can take towers, that many towers that early, you give your entire team a massive gold boost, and suddenly you become completely immortal. You do way too much damage. The other team can't deal with you at all, and you just run them over. I think that basically by letting that the siege wave die without taking any damage on their tower, 0 damage on their tower, you have essentially lost yourself like 500 MMR in the grand scheme of things.
That is the... Like, every time I do Enchantress coaching, it's just like, dude, literally just the lane matters. And then you have a Midas, and you're unkillable. And the moment you start being killable, you lose.
Yeah.
Unless the game goes really late, and it's just a roll of the dice. Like, the way this hero wins games is by snowballing the lane and winning based off of the laning stage. There's no other way she wins where you couldn't just be any other offlaner and win the game. It's just a roll of the dice. So you need to get very good at laning and get very good at abusing the early bounties, at abusing the early siege creeps, because this is her... She spikes harder at this point than any other hero in Dota, period. So you need to abuse this.
Yep. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
You have time for one more?
Yeah. One more should be good. And we will download the other ones. I'm sorry, guys. I would love to go on like we usually do, but this weekend I have one of my best friend's weddings that I need to go to, and it's a very long drive, and I have to get up very early tomorrow. So gotta cut this one short. But
But fear not, we will have your replays on file.
We will get.
So
we will get to you. Yeah. But hey, if you want personal one-on-one coaching before the replay review session, Donnie and I both have coach bins that you can go to, and I'm trying to brand my site.
Are you gonna call it Coach Bin?
That's what it's called.
I mean, sounds like coaching from the dumpster. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Not so good anymore, huh? This is not a balanced game. What the hell is this? Oh, it's unranked. Must be unranked in the middle of the night or something like that.
Dire one anyway. That's hilarious.
It's like a 1,500 MMR discrepancy between these two teams.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, Meepo Smurf, I see.
7 wins in a row for this match. Some guy smurfing Meepo unranked.
What a guy. I mean,
great.
To be fair, maybe he's just learning the hero. He's like a 6K player learning the hero.
This is an unusable Meepo game, too. Meepo counters all of their heroes. Like, legitimately, who deals with Meepo? None of them do.
Yeah.
You just root Storm and he's fucked. You root Void and he's fucked. None of the heroes do have like AoE stuns other than Chrono.
Yeah, your first 400 gold should go into a smoke and all of the sentry wards you can buy and just block all of his camps. Like legitimately, that's what you should do to win this game. If it's a Smurf Meepo, that's how you win this game.
No, legit. That's like a specific tactic. If you're against Meepo, Alchemist, Broodmother, you just buy out the sentries and ward the camps that they're gonna farm.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's one of those things. I know I always say this, but if you're not thinking that that's an incredibly broken thing, then you should. Like, I can't stress how impossible it is for a Meepo team to play when all of their camps are blocked. They have to have an advantage in the early game.
Yep.
And they take the enemy side of the map. And then Meepo has to play like a regular hero. Same with Alchemist. They have to play like a regular hero. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, I actually think
Those
that
heroes inherently lose in the early game. So
I actually think that you should pull this lane at this wave and then leave. You don't need to be here. This Void should never die to this team. Like, there's zero chance, unless the Void is a moron, that Tusk and Ursa kill the Void. So you should be pulling this creep wave into this right here, and you should literally buy a smoke and 4 sentries right now and go and block the camps and basically sit on the Meepo's high ground up here and look for opportunities to kill him. Like, that's how you play this game as a Shaman.
yeah, after a bit you can roam to the Meepo, but for now I think you chill in the lane and pull. Get your Void a good game. He went for Bash first. God, like he's gonna trade with an Ursa. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a yes.
Yeah, you have to pull. That's it. My only critique is just pull.
Yeah.
Just pull. Every time that I watch replays, it's like I don't even. People think it's gonna be mechanical critiques.
It's just pull, man.
But just pull.
Yeah, and not just pull, but plan ahead. Think 15 to 20 seconds ahead what you need to be doing. Even 30 seconds ahead, because you're slow. You have 280 movement speed or whatever it is when you're not slowed. 287 movement speed. So you need to think like 30 seconds ahead where you need to be, because it actually takes you time to get there. So you need to make sure that you're pulling. Like this should have been pulled twice, or at least once by now. And that way you already get your Void a level advantage, which means that you can leave earlier. And then you're good. Then you can do other stuff that's going to help your team win the game. The jukes. The sick jukes.
Just writing in our Discord that we'll do everybody else next week.
Cool. Can you just... I guess I'll just go through and download the replays.
Sure.
But yeah, okay. So now this guy's level 3. You go block his camps. I can't stress enough how important that is.
I don't know if you need to do it now. Like, soon. Soon you need to do it. I don't think a level 3 Meepo goes in jungles, though. He'll jungle one camp, but at a certain point, he, like, hard jungles.
Well, yeah, I still think that it's totally beneficial to, like, block this camp, because this is the easy access camp. So he's going to want to walk to this camp.
Definitely.
And
sure.
If you block this camp and he walks up here and he's like, fuck, there's no camp, then he's going to walk farther out of the lane. So this doubles the time that he's out of the lane, which means that Storm has a much easier game.
Yeah, it's a free game for Storm.
Yeah. So even just blocking this one camp can have a huge impact in this game.
Yep. I mean, honestly, realistically speaking, I bet you should just block the medium camp every game.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I would agree.
How much gold is it worth? It'll pay for itself. You know every mid laner farms it. Like, I think that's legitimately a tactic. I'm going to start doing that. I think every game you should block that camp.
That sounds really good to me, actually.
Why the fuck would it? They farm that every game.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Buy 100 gold of their first 100 gold on a sentry that gets them no gold in return because you block with the sentry? That sounds fucking incredible. I'm absolutely going to do that. Glorious.
People aren't going to deward it either.
No, they're going to be like, why is my camp blocked? Or they're going to ping their supports. They're going to get pissed at their supports.
I mean, worst case scenario, they have to buy a sentry to deward the sentry.
Yeah.
So you're getting your value out of that.
Yep.
You're already but it's going to block at least one spawn, so it's going to pay for itself.
There's basically no downside to it.
Unless you're going to farm it, which you're not going to early on into the game.
Yeah. All right.
I'm legit going to block that every game. Like, that sounds so fucking good.
It does sound really good. I want to go play Dota. I want to go.
Every mid laner farms that camp.
Yep. All right, look, now he's going to farm the camp. Yep.
He already farmed it.
Yep. Yeah, these camps need to be blocked, like, right now. It's very important. I'd probably say maybe around this bounty rune spawn is, like, the perfect time to do it. Because you're already out of the lane. You just buy a bunch of sentries. You block this camp, you block this camp, and you block this camp. I would probably leave this camp just because it's not that important. But if you block these two hard camps, and then you block this medium camp, then he can only go here. And you can even go over here and block these if you want, or you can just rotate down here and take this tower, and then pressure this part of the map, and then Meepo's like, I don't know if I want to be here farming right now. Thoughts?
Yeah. Do all of that. Block everything. Block their triangle, too. Fuck it.
Yeah. What else do you need your gold for? Nothing, right? You're a shaman. Like, all you have to do is hit level 6.
It's either that or you lose to the Meepo. That
yeah.
This is something you do if the hero's, like, uncountered.
True.
It's either that or you lose to them. You have no choice.
Yeah.
It's funny. We haven't even watched the lane, but I think it's really important.
I mean, being up here at this point, I think, is not even helping your Void, because Ursa just runs at you. Like, okay, you gotta kill, cool, but Ursa's not important in this game. Ursa is the least important hero on their team, I would go as far to say. Like,
maybe Pudge, I don't know.
Sorry, least important core. I mean, I think
Pudge is a core.
Oh, it
Pudge
is a core. Okay, yeah. I think it's probably the least important core.
I mean, when there's a Meepo on the enemy team, your whole game should be around the Meepo. Same with Alk.
Yep.
Same with Tink.
All right, so this is 2 or 3 times he's farmed this camp that he wouldn't have. Farming that camp. You can see his rotation. I'm gonna watch the mini map. Okay, back to the jungle. Those 2 camps, and back to the mid lane, and back to those 2 camps, and that camp, and another camp. And back to the mid lane. And push out the mid lane. So you would have effectively removed like 2/3 of his farm by now. If you had blocked those camps. If the camps weren't dewarded. Or you would have forced a Meepo to spend a bunch of gold on sentries to unblock them. So
that's like not gonna happen.
yeah. I mean, so what else needs to be said at this point? I think that's basically the strategy. Uncountered Meepo.
That's it.
Yeah.
Meepo Smurf.
Cool. There you go, guys. That's how you beat Smurfs. Enjoy your MMR, and stop posting those complaint threads on Reddit. Smurfs and boosters are ruining my games. Valve, fix it. I hate Dota because there's too many Smurfs and boosters. Every game. They're always in my games.
Well, that is true. Definitely not wrong about that.
I mean, get over yourself, man. Play against people that are better than you. Try it out. Yeah. Jenkins.
All right. Motherfucker.
All right. Anything else to add? Send our people home. Send our people home.
This was just a win other than the Meepo. I don't know. There's nothing else to really be said.
Give our viewers one last piece of advice on Dota or life or how to get a girlfriend.
Being really awkward, and apparently some women find that like cute or something. Like extremely socially awkward. It's like, oh, I'm socially awkward too. I like this person. Great, we can be gross and weird together. I don't know, man.
Cool. All right. Well, I've been taking one question from chat, which is from Jude Graham. What's the best position for Kunkka? Missionary. All right. See you guys later.